Well, thanks for joining me today. I just want to talk about my 2020 season. So the season started really early for me. Probably in May. Started shooting my bow. Shot my bow a ton. I would come home from work and head out after dinner, and I would shoot 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 arrows or more downrange. Just constantly practicing, trying to tune myself, getting my bow tuned in, and getting my shot improved. Because I had some major problems. Missed a couple deer with my bow last year. Also, just due to COVID, had lots of extra time on my hands. So, ended up also building a 350 Legend, which we can use here in Michigan, in the lower part of the state, for rifle season or shotgun season. Typically, we'd have to use like a 12 gauge, but instead, down here we can use anything with a straight wall cartridge. So I did a 350 Legend AR build. Anyway, I'm just gonna kind of recap the season. So I did a lot of hunting at some public land not too far from my house, and then another place where it was probably about a half-hour drive, and had a few encounters, but never anything that I was able to get a shot off at. So I was kind of bummed. I was really hoping to have a deer with my bow. This was the year for me. I really thought this was going to be the year. And then we got to just before opening day, which is November 15th here in Michigan. Me and my brother-in-law took the week off before opening day, and we went up and bow hunted. And the very first morning that we went out, I had an encounter with a spike that came in, and make no bones about it, I'm ready to shoot anything with my bow. Whether it was a doe, a spike, a big buck, I didn't really care. It would have been my first deer with a bow, and this spike came in and just gave me, I don't know, a 10-yard shot. And I did shoot, I think, a little far back, and really kind of lost perspective of how close he was and how quartered away he was, or quartered to me he was, sorry. And I'm sure I'm going to be showing the clip here. But, man, I knew I hit him. Found the arrow. The arrow was just covered in blood. Had some blood right where the arrow was. But really found absolutely no blood trail at all. Couldn't find a single drop of blood. Me and my brother-in-law looked for a few hours and played the video back probably 20 times, even while I was in the tree. Told my brother-in-law exactly where to stand, and was really disappointed. Went all the way through the day after opening day even, and had encounters with deer, but never ended up being able to seal the deal. Drew back on a few, but just never had the shot happen. So, and then we're going to kind of culminate with muzzleloader season here in Michigan. The lower half of the state, my AR-15 is my muzzleloader. For some reason, Michigan decided that you can use any legal firearm in Zone 3, which is pretty much the lower half of Michigan, lower half of the Lower Peninsula, excuse me. And so I'm just going to show the clip that happened with my hunt. Really not sure how she made it as far as she did. Because a 350 Legend did a number on her, that's for sure. So I took a couple shots because I was going to make sure that this deer went down, because everybody I know who hunts has already gotten a deer. The pressure was on. This was the last time I was going to be able to hunt during rifle season. But recovered her after a couple of shots. Alright, it's December 6th, and we let that deer sit overnight. We're headed back in to pick up the blood trail and hopefully find this doe.
Yeah, buddy. Get her done.
So I shot that doe. She was over a half-mile deep in a swamp, and we had a rough time getting back to her again when we went back to track her, and it was a rough haul out of there. Almost lost the boots a few times, but and everybody laughed at me for shooting a doe, going all the way that far deep and shooting a doe, but that's all right. I'm all right with that. I'm proud of the fact that I got that deer, and it wasn't pretty, but we got her done. It's meat in the freezer either way. But 2020, definitely, people are saying is the year of uncertainty. And I think one thing is for certain. In times when we don't know, when we don't have hope in man, medicine, or money, we know one thing: God is in control. Romans 8:28, for all things work together for good for those who love Him. And I can tell you, in moments of doubt and struggle, and when you think no one else is there for you, there is a God who loves and cares deeply for you, and I just hope you know that. Thanks for joining me today.